What is up, guys? It's your boy Darth, and today I have another war recap for you, and it's 6 Schlitzes versus Pinoy Bandidosi. Hope I pronounced that right. But this war was just crazy. It came down to like last minute effort, and we didn't know who would win until like the war was over. So they actually edged us out on percentage. They had 92.2 to our 91.13, but as you can see here, we got the extra star, and it was from a last ditch 10v10 attempt, and by me actually, and I happened to triple, and that won us the war. They had a chance to basically tie up the score, and with that they would have won, but their attempt did not end up with the same result as mine. But overall, it was just a thrill of a war. We had no idea who would win, and it was a lot of fun. So let's just get straight into the recap. So the first raid I'm going to show is a 10v11 by our Town 10v11 expert, Maddie J, who cleared 2 Town 11s for us, number 2 and number 3. My screen will load. Huh. I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay, so that took a little longer than expected. Okay, so basically, he comes in here with a queen charge, or queen walk, and he wants to walk all the way around the base and then enter in around here. So he sets up his queen, sets up a funnel, baby drag, wizard, all that good stuff. Queen is walking the way he wants. And it's just a very slow, methodical process. Because of how the way the defenses are all placed on the edge, this is perfect for him. He doesn't really have to break in until later on in the raid. And the air defenses are not in range of the queen. So I think this is supposed to be an attempt at like a anti-3 base, but it just didn't end up working in their favor. Because our boy Matty J, he took care of them pretty well. So queen's still going in, baby dragging the funnel a bit more, and he just gets down the gold storage before eating the black mine. But the queen's still doing work, and he's gonna send in king and bowlers from around that dark elixir storage, just to get more percentage and speed up the process, because it doesn't have a lot of time if he just lets his queen do all that work. So she's going to come in, take out the air defense. He needs to drop another rage so that he doesn't lose too many healers. I think he loses just 1, or actually 2. So he's down to 3 healers from his original 5, and so the queen's not going to last too much longer. But luckily, there's only an expo on her, and she is still somewhat raged up, so it's not the end of the world. 3 healers can sustain even a max expo. And so the queen takes out the eagle artillery, even though it bashes on the king for a little bit, but the bowlers have been tanked for by the king, and are attempting to beat through the wall. Even though most of them died off now. So queen's still going around, pops her ability. She's gonna take out 1 more air defense, and now all the air defenses are gone from the base. And yeah, okay. So with the addition of the new freeze trap in this past Clashmas update, it's only a temporary thing, but that has become like somewhat of an annoyance while you're attacking, just because you don't know where it is, and even if you have like a scout, you're not sure that they'll get sorry. Ooh, excuse me. I'm not sure if they'll get that location, and even if they do, there's not much you can do about it. So he still had like one or two baby drags up whenever the raid ended, but he had a whopping 77% in percentage, which was just awesome. Okay, so next up is Fast. He is the new recruit. Boy, am I lagging today. So he's the new recruit at 10-11, and he had a pretty good 3-star here on a dip, coming in with a CB Bolalo. Most of the 10 and 11 raids that will be shown today are CB Bolalo, with the exception of like 2. And so he's setting up a good funnel. Queen's down to take out the BK. Bowler's down, king down. Drops in another bowler on that elixir collector. Let's zoom in a bit here so we can see the action. Yeah, so he pops ability, Grand Warden ability, just in time to save BK as well. BK is about to die now, so drops his second rage. Bowler's still going up, and Queen is going to take out a couple more defenses, especially that air sweeper, which is important, before going down. Pops ability just in time, takes out that wizard tower and the expo, and that's about it for her. Oh, takes out the other air sweeper too. And he has 2 or 3 hounds for 3 air defenses, but because of how close they are, he doesn't need like the traditional 1 extra hound for how many ever air defenses you have. And so his last hound is able to tank, and he drops in a beautiful freeze, getting the wizard tower, the inferno, and so he just overkills the space. He has an extra loon he's probably going to drop off like cleanup or back end. So just overall a great attack by Fast. Let's fast forward through the rest of the replays, or not the replays, the rest of this attack. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one is by a new, or he's been around for a while, and he's like good friends with the leadership, so he pops around every now and then. Wilder, and so he comes in with another CB Bolala on a dip, and so he drops in a baby dragon to funnel, and drop in a golem soon at the mortar. And drops in his wizards to make a big wide funnel so that his bowlers don't walk. Bowler down, queen down, king down. Jump in. No wallpapers needed, so drops in a poison. Let's zoom in a bit. Drops his ability, and that should be able to take out. Oh yeah, so this freeze trap was really well placed. Like, it stalled out his troops enough so that like if there were more defenses in that area, then that freeze trap probably would have been pretty deadly. But the king does a lot of work taking out all these Teslas and just doing a lot of tanking, and queen is able to go around and take out trash and whatnot. But the first hound was kind of wasted because it went like in a weird direction. It didn't follow the path that he wanted, so he only had like 2 hounds for 3 air defenses, which was kind of pulling it a little close there. But he has so many loons, and like because of how fast the loon drops are, he's able to take out that last air defense with like 1 loon in the crash. and that one expo isn't able to stop the raid. And he has a ton of cleanup troops left, like a wizard and an archer in the bag, and he deploys those now. And he has tons of time too. So let's fast forward through the rest of this. It's a slow cleanup process since he doesn't have any pups, but he gets the job done, which is all that matters. Last storage goes down, and job well done to Wilder, or Envy, as he's known to us. So skipping down to Kraken, number 10. So he comes in with these world famous Gobo bitch attacks, or Gobo witch, even though he doesn't like when I say bitch attacks, but that's what they are. So he comes in from 2 o'clock, sets a funnel at 12 and 3, and he is just gonna, quote unquote, spray and pray. And this time it sticks. So let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. My computer's being a little laggy today, so drop stability, which before eating a giant bomb, so that's good. And then doesn't have drops a little bit of a late poison, but he has a rage to keep his troops going and outputting enough damage. So as you can see, there are witches and bowlers on the outside as well, cleaning up and hitting those outside defenses, while his queen, couple bowlers, couple witches, warden are doing work in the core. So queen takes out Inferno. She's going to take out the wizard tower too. And at this point, there's just too many witches and too many bowlers to stop this raid. Pop's ability, he has that level 45 archer queen, which is just a beast. I need one of those on Dutch. Slowly but surely getting there. And now the archer queen is frozen, but the attack is over. So let's go on to the 10v10 section. So we have, first up is Brock on number 8. And so the original plan was for Ares or Kraken to dip on number 8 fresh, but we had like some extra 10v10 attacks, and so we just gave them the plan that he was going to use, and we gave Simon that plan, and he actually got like a 91% on it, which was just crazy. And you just need like a couple of tweaks to his Lalo in order to get that 3. So we're like, oh, so we put Ares on a different base, number 10, one that you just saw, and we just said, let's try to clear this with 10s. So I tried on it, and I got like a 96. Omar tried on it, and he was really close as well. So just a couple of like small things, and then Brock comes in. He's like, nah, let me clear this up, fam. And so he just does a great job at this. And so like the thing that we were doing was that Omar, me, and Simon, what we were doing before was like we're dropping a heal on the bowlers and not bowlers, but they didn't really need it, as it turns out. So Brock, he comes in and he takes a heal for the Lalo instead, and that actually keeps a ton of his loons up that were not alive before, per se. So he's gonna drop his heal soon. Queen took out a ton of defenses that like our queen didn't take out. So he's dropping in his last hound, or he dropped his last hound. He's dropping a freeze, haste, and in like my attack, this corner 3 o'clock section was my downfall. That Tesla didn't go down, and I didn't have any more loons to drop on it, so it ended up taking out all my pups, which ruined my attack. And then so Brock comes in and clears that section out pretty well. And yeah, that's about it. He has enough pups for cleanup, and let's fast forward through the rest of this. Just a really nice attack. This is also pretty clutch. It came like in the last dregs of war. So awesome job to Brock. He's usually one of our 10v11 guys, but he can 3-star 10v10 as well. So I'm skipping down to number 13. I'll come back to number 9 in a bit. This one was by Omar. We actually got this one down pretty early in the war. This has like a PD or Poetic Darkness type of base, with the queen, and king kind of like put in a triangle with 2 Inferno towers and really weird air defense placements to mess up Olalo. But Omar's like, nah, I'll have none of that, and he comes in and he Bolalos this base. He's a really great planner. We usually talk on Discord about what plans and discuss bases and how to hit them. It's really fun to hear his thoughts on how to hit these bases, and he really knows a lot about just the game in general. So glad to have him on board as always. So that freeze spell would have been pretty deadly, but it was just a little bit off defensively. So he took out 1 Inferno in air defense, and he's coming in for the second. And because it's a level 1, he has level 1 Infernos, you can just heal over them, and the balloons take it out really quickly. And so in level 1s, they don't they barely output any damage as well. So you're not afraid that your balloons will get smashed. So he has a swag, haste, and queen ability that he just popped right now, and he has pups everywhere. So fast forward through the cleanup. So yeah, he just smashed that base pretty early on in war and put us up on top. And so they were behind for a majority of the war, but they gave us a scare late, and we actually thought they would win it because their 11 V10s were pretty on point. So because this war started pretty early for us, it was around noon Central Time, I think. War day started, so it was ending pretty early. And one of our guys, he was in the West Coast, and he, I guess he fell asleep, and it's awkward time for him since it's really in the morning. So so I had to log in and do both his attacks in the last minute, and then this one actually stuck because I actually tried this raid on one of my accounts, but I barely missed it. I got a 90 plus something on it because my queen was walking in a weird direction. So I just so what I did for this attack was I kind of put her at a different angle so that she doesn't walk down to these storages, because that's what she was doing before. So I send in my king to clear those storages and just help with pathing. Sending king and pop king ability pretty early, just so I can get the barbs and just clear all that stuff out. And thankfully she walks up and takes out the Inferno. I drop a rage on her and a poison, and my drags down low. And there are 5 seeking air mines around this, so that's why I have 6 balloons to just pick off those air mines. I dropped a heal at first since I didn't really need a rage because I was planning to use the rages like a little deeper into the base, like as so. So I dropped in a poison, but my drags didn't path like correctly, so it wasn't the best use of the poison. Like dropping it now would have been probably a lot better. But as you can see, Queen took out all their defenses and she's making her way down to the Tesla farm. And I used all my spells, but I have so many dragons up that it doesn't even matter at this point. They are tanky enough to eat through like the Tesla farm, and I actually have like a couple surviving at the very end of the raid, along with my Queen at full health. So this was like very last minute stuff. This because I didn't have time to plan for any other 10 or like try to increase percentage in case I didn't 3. So this attack, it was either 3 or we would lose, and thankfully, it turned out well and it actually clutched us the war. And that's the last part of the 10v11 section. It was probably one of the most stressful wars for me, but it was a fun war nonetheless. I'll post the link for the Town Hall 9 section down below, and you guys can look through that. Some great attacks there too. So until then, peace out.
Yeah, I've been killing this shit. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been cooking that shit, now they fucking with this.